Hello everyone, welcome to my bio class, and in today's class we will study mutations. A small video was already being recorded in chapter number 5 for mutations, but there I talked about chromosomal mutations. Here in this chapter we will be talking about gene mutations, because in this chapter molecular basis of inheritance we came to know about gene, we came to know how base pairing happens. So we studied molecular biology, thus we will be studying gene mutations in detail in this chapter. And here in this chapter only we will see in detail how actually sickle cell anemia occurs, how point mutation in it affects the amino acid and it overall disrupts the normal shape of the RBC. So without further ado, let's get started. Now mutations, if you want to define, you can define them as these are the sudden inheritable changes in the genetic material. Okay. So genetic material, here we will be talking about DNA, because this occurs in majority of the individuals. So there are two key terms here. One is sudden and inheritable. So sudden means it is happening randomly. Any part of the DNA may mutate. Okay. And inheritable means they can pass from one generation to another. Another term which is important to know while we are studying mutations, it is mutagen. Okay, so mutagen is the agent that causes mutations. Okay, so it would be the agent, we will be talking about them as well. Now basing upon the origin, mutations can be bifurcated into two types. Okay, the way they originate, we can classify them into two parts. Of course, the first one will be spontaneous mutation and another will be our induced one. Okay, one is spontaneous and another is induced mutations. Spontaneous mutations are the ones which happens on their own, whereas the name is making a sense again. Induced will be the one that will be induced somehow. Okay, so spontaneous will be happening on its own, induced will be induced, it will be caused because some factors will be provided and they will cause mutations. Okay, so there could be various reasons of spontaneous mutations. The very important being is the copy error. We have studied DNA replication. In that we studied that few enzymes are there which participate in the proofreading as well, right? But what happens, sometimes proofreading is done with mistake. So this leaves a mistake and this mistake causes the mutation, because when the bases are not arranged as per the complementary base pairing rule and wrong base is attached, then this information will go further in the daughter cells also, because DNA replicates, it forms the daughter cells, right? So copy error means the error at the time of DNA replication. Okay. The another reason could be the formation of tautomers. What are tautomers? These are the isomers of our normal bases. Our normal bases, they were 4 in number: adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine. So if these bases, nitrogenous bases, they form the isomers, it's not important, it's not at all must that they will bind with the base pairing rule. So this again disturbs the normal structure of DNA, and this we will be calling it as mutation. And this mutation, once it happens in the DNA, it can pass to the next generation as well. So if tautomers or the isomers of the nitrogenous bases are formed, they will not follow the base pairing rule, they will attach abruptly and same information will propagate in the daughter cell. So this is also one of the reason of mutations, right? Another reason which scientists they have found out is the deamination of cytosine base, right? So cytosine normally it is attached to guanine, but when deamination occurs, it does not bind to the G. So again, the base pairing rule is violated, and this changed base is actually the part which has undergone mutation. Okay, so this part of the DNA, it can pass on to the next generation and mutation will be propagated. Now, exposure to radiation is also one of the reason of spontaneous mutations, right? You know, when we sit in sunlight during the high time of sun, means during the later hours, not in the early hours, the radiations, they become harmful. And you know, these radiations can penetrate in our skin and they have the capacity to mutate DNA. Even on exposure to DNA, the two T bases which were attached to A adenine as per the base pairing rule, these two separate T bases, they can bind among themselves, forming the T dimers. Okay, so these T dimers can happen due to the exposure of to the radiations, and this disease ultimately happens in the human being, which is known as xeroderma pigmentosum. This xeroderma pigmentosum is a disease in which granules of melanin, they deposit here and there and in the body, right? So this is one of the mutation. It could be harmful also. You know, cancer is one of the disease that happens because of the mutations only. So this mutation, it is carried on for the further generation because cell division becomes faulty in this, right? So these four reasons you must know, because if you get a question like differentiate or describe what are spontaneous or induced mutations, you can write in these factors. It could be due to copy error, which happens during the replication, I have already explained. Due to the formation of tautomers, the amination of the cytosine, or exposure to the radiation could also be the reason. Right? Now we come up to the another point, and this is induced mutations. You know, with induced mutations, we need to talk about the contribution of the scientist Muller. He induced mutations for the very first time. When I am using the word induce, make sure it is deliberately done. Okay, so whenever we want to study, we can also deliberately do the mutations in the studied organism so that we can see how this organism, it is going to get affected and what effect it will show, right? So Muller is the name of the scientist. The organism in which he induced the mutations is Drosophila, and he used which radiations? X-rays. So this is very important question for competition and for the home examination, that who used them for the very first time. So answer is Muller. On which organism? Drosophila melanogaster. Which radiations were used? X-rays. Okay. So induced mutations are the one that will be deliberately done. Okay. Now biological mutations. Biological mutations are the one. Now mutagen is the agent. One thing is sure, right? So mutagen will be the agent. Sometimes for studying purpose, we introduce virus. In bacteriophage, as we have seen in the case of Hershey and Chase experiment, to study, we deliberately use the isotopes. Sometimes deliberately we use the mutagens or the agents that will cause the mutation. So whenever any living entity is used to have mutations in the another organism, then we should call it as biological mutagen, and generally we use viruses for this purpose. Okay, now there could be chemical mutagens as well. These chemical mutagens, as the name itself is clearing, that some chemicals will be used and they will be inducing the mutations. Okay, so there are many chemicals, but we will be discussing just a few because we want to know the names. Names are very, very important, okay? So nitrous acid falls in its category. If nitrous acid is used, it will disrupt the base pairing rule. Hydrazine is also one of the chemical. Hydroxylamine is also one of the chemical, right? Base analogues can also be used to induce the mutations, and alkylating agents are very, very important. It's ALKYLATING. Alkylating agents are very, very important. So majority of these chemicals which are acting as mutations, they disrupt the base pairing rule, okay? That means normal base pairing rule, it is not going to happen. For example, let's talk about base analogues. Thymine normally binds to adenine, this we know. Sometimes it changes to bromouracil. And this bromouracil, it will not bind to A. However, it can bind to C or G. That means the base pairing rule has been violated. Because bromouracil was never the part of DNA. We have never ever studied it. Okay. So bromouracil or sometimes chlorouracil can also form. So this will not bind to adenine. Rather it will bind to cytosine or guanine. Right. So alkylating agents are also important, and ethyl methane sulfonate, which is abbreviated as EMS, methyl methane sulfonate. So the same names will be here, methyl methane sulfonate, which is abbreviated as MMS. It is also important because these are the agents that causes the alkylation of the bases, and once the alkylation is done, the base pairing rule is violated and mutation is done. So this is the agent which is causing the mutation. So we will be calling them as the mutagens because these are chemical in nature. So we would be naming them as the chemical mutagens. Okay. Now the third type is the physical mutagens. Okay. Physical mutagens. And in this we can have temperature. Temperature is also used to induce mutations because high temperature will disrupt the genes and this will ultimately cause the mutations. Okay. Exposure to UV rays can also cause the mutations, right? And the third reason is exposure to the ionizing radiations is also one of the reason of mutations. And ionizing radiations includes your gamma rays, cosmic rays, X-rays. Okay, these all, they have the capacity to cause the mutation. Okay, so we studied what are mutations, what are agents known as, basing upon origin, how many types of mutations are there, and we also read about the chemicals which are inducing the mutations. Chemical names are very, very important. That's all for this video. In next video, we will be studying what are the various methods of mutations. We will be talking about substitution mutations, frame shift mutations. So stay tuned for the next video and do subscribe my channel. Thank you.